Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for braving the cold. We're gonna get started. But before we do, some quick logistics, okay? It's single digits. If you need help at any point, we have hand warmers, we have volunteer marshals. Look for someone in a high-vis vest. If you can't find them, put your hand up, give a shout, put a light up. We will come find you, okay? We can get warmed up in the rec center. We can get somebody to you with a heat blanket. We have care on hand, all right? My name is Harper Stanfield. I'm a union officer with AFGE Local 3911 here in New York City. I'm a federal worker. My mom's a nurse. My brother depends on the VA for care. There are pieces of my life that are connected to Alex, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. This crowd is full of union members, of healthcare workers, that's right, of good neighbors, of people who care about the environment, of all the things that we know Alex Pretti to be. That connects us, but the most important thing that connects us tonight is that we care and that we are here. We care about the people being abducted by ICE and Border Patrol in communities around this country, in Minneapolis, in New York City, in buildings in downtown Manhattan. We care about our neighbors, we care about each other, and that's why we're all here tonight. We're here to celebrate Alex Pretti's life and mourn his loss. We're here to demand justice for Alex and all of ICE's victims throughout this country. That's in Minneapolis, in New York, in prison camps, and in communities nationwide. Tonight, we're going to hear from union leaders, from healthcare workers, from immigrants' rights advocates, and from people who care just like you all.
I am here in solidarity for the Vigil for Alex, and I am mostly here also because sometimes it's hard to know what to do. And you want to support people, but it's very hard sometimes to know what to do. And so if me standing here does something, that's what I can do. And I'm happy to do that, you know? So.
And the first person we're going to hear from tonight is the public advocate, Jumaane Williams.
Thank you so much. Peace and blessings. Love and light to everyone. Thank you to the federal workers who are here, the nurses, Neisner, 1199, so many other folks who are here. I appreciate giving me the ability to break protocol a little bit. And can we just say a couple names? So I want to say Keith Porter. Can you repeat that name? Keith Porter.
Keith Porter.
Nicole Good.
Nicole Good.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
And so many others whose names we don't know and some that we do. As a nurse, I'm not surprised to see him out there. He was murdered doing what nurses do, trying to protect someone and trying to hurt someone. What pisses me off most is not the people who actually believe in fascism and not the people who believe in Nazism and not the MAGA leaders who are doing what they said they would do. It is the people who pretend that they don't believe in Nazism, that they don't believe in fascism, and they're not supporting this. Because this thing doesn't take hold when fascists take hold. It takes hold when people make excuses. And I'm tired of people across this country continuing to make excuses after excuses and not calling what this is. We saw in the video what we saw. Stop telling us it's something else. This is reminiscent of Nazi Germany. This is reminiscent of Rwanda. This is reminiscent of all of the things that we said would happen. This is not accidental. This is the byproduct of a MAGA America. This is the byproduct of this type of leadership from Donald Trump. And I'm thankful that people are now saying they are sorry for not speaking out earlier. But I'm hoping we learn the lessons so no more people have to die. Let's remember Alex Pretti. Hopefully remember him for who he was. But I need people who say they are better than this to stop making excuses for MAGA murder. Stop making excuses for MAGA otherizing people We've seen it in history over and over again. MAGA America is a violent America. MAGA America gives permission for people to hate people they want to hate. We must move in love. We must move the way Alex Pretti moved, trying to help one another. So I am grateful that we are here in his memory, and I'm hoping that we act in his memory. This is what a MAGA America leads to. It does now, and it does throughout history. It always will, whenever you otherize someone. This is the result. So please, let's do something different. When it's time to vote on ICE, when it's time to go in the midterms, when it's time to make leadership changes, let's get this BS out of here in the name of the people that I mentioned. And let them be remembered as the American heroes that they are. And I must end with this. Black Americans have been dealing with a lot of this for a very, very, very long time. And I want to make sure I lift that up. So please, when we continue to fight, we fight for everyone. We leave no one behind. No one gets left behind. That has to include our trans Americans as well. Peace and blessing, love and light to you all. Thank you, Alex Pretti. Thank you to all the nurses out there. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Giovanni.
I've been to other anti-Trump rallies. I've been to the Pussy Hat rally in Washington, and I would consider myself an advocate and an advocate for people who don't have voices, and I consider myself someone who likes to do what I can for other people. And I think that immigrants, the thing that I hate the most is that people think of immigrants as like, oh, the jobs that they won't do. And I'm like, they're people. It's not about that. What it's about is that they're human beings, they're sentient beings, and we are kind, and you can see so many people here who actually care. And to me, the greatest thing is that you see so many people here who actually care about people, and we are here for you. And if anyone wants to come and stay at my house, they're welcome. There's a lot of, it's very messy, but they're welcome.
Our next speaker is going to bring an international perspective and solidarity from our neighbors to the north. Please welcome Angela Pretti, VP of the Canadian Federation of Nurses.
My name is Angela Pretti. I'm the Secretary-Treasurer for the Canadian Federation of Nurses Unions. Like you, I'm shocked, outraged, and deeply saddened by the recent events in your beautiful country, my neighbor. Last Saturday morning, after the tragic loss of Alex Pretti, we were at a loss for what to do. We found ourselves reading countless social media tributes, all how he was such a good person and what an exceptional nurse he had been. His parents, Susan and Michael Pretti, have asked us to tell the world that their son was a hero. Tonight, we honor Alex in his name. His last nursing student offered a heartbreaking tribute. Caring for people was at the core of who he was. Jessica, if you're out there, as a nurse with 35 years experience, I know that because of Alex's mentorship, you will become the kind nurse who will make him proud. Thank you to our dear friends at the National Nurses Union, United, for inviting your Canadian Nurses Union's neighbors to be part of this memorial. Please know that in Canada, we joined many others across the world in a candlelight vigil yesterday to honor Alex Pretti and to say that we will never, ever forget. And to the proud members of AFGE Local 3669 from the Harbor Healthcare System VA, Alex's union, you know that nurse solidarity not only crosses union borders, but also countries. Rest in power, Alex.
And I actually worked at the election last year. I worked as a poll worker, and I did not foresee any of this happening. It's very disturbing to me, and it's an international thing because the world cares, and they care about people are people, and this is disgusting what is happening. And it doesn't matter if it's a US citizen or if it's not a US citizen who got shot. What happens is it's like, this is disturbing behavior, and it needs to
We're
end.
going to hear from a veteran and the president of the 5 boroughs veterans, Michael Matos.
My name is Michael Matos. I am the president of 5 borough veterans, and here at the VA's Margaret Corbin campus is where I receive care. The nurses among you are essential to veterans like myself living fulfilled lives after military service. They are our caretakers. They mean as much to us as those who we stood shoulder to shoulder when this nation called upon us to defend it. Alex Pretti was one of those caretakers. In his last moments, he chose to put himself in harm's way at the defense of another. In our community, that is one of the most honorable things one can do in their life. But Alex Pretti should be here today with us. And he is not, because federal agents chose to unholster his legally owned firearm, remove it from his person, and shoot him until he stopped breathing. That is not honorable. That is cowardice. And that is why we are here today, to honor the legacy of Nurse Pretti, and to remember, this is a nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. We veterans took an oath to support and defend the Constitution. And that Constitution belongs to each and every one of you. Not a masked agent, not a government agency, and not a sitting president. I served in the United States Coast Guard, the only branch of the military under the Department of Homeland Security. And I can tell you now, there is a better way forward. We can replace these terrorizing raids in our communities with civil processes that have already been proven to be 95% effective at a fraction of the current cost of the taxpayer. We can instill effective leadership to the Department of Homeland Security and replace a would-be influencer with a seasoned professional specialized in multi-agency crisis management. But to survive as a constitutional nation, ICE must be shut down. And to those who are concerned with the country's capability of ensuring safety and security, rest assured, the promise made by those of us that have served does not expire. Thank you.
And I think it's disgusting, and I think that the fact that we're all out here in sub-zero temperatures is in solidarity with all the people, because we're all people and we're all humans, and treating people like a piece of garbage is not on our agenda. And Trump can mouth off as much as he wants, but the people are stronger, and the peoples will speak.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. There are so many of you here out in the frigid cold that it took me this long to get to the mic. So thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for continuing to stand up and fight back against what we are witnessing in this country, which is fascism.
Yep.
This has never been about safety and security. This has been about cruelty, and that is their point. Renee Nicole Good and Alex Pretti were executed.
Yep.
They were executed in Minnesota. We have witnessed over 30 plus immigrants who have died or were murdered in ICE custody. Alex Pretti was standing up for his neighbor, who he probably didn't even know, but knew that she was about to face injustice and stood beside her and helped her get up. And then we witnessed several ICE officers and Border Patrol officers execute him. The Trump administration wants us to believe what they are saying and not what our ears and eyes are seeing.
Liars.
It is time for our federal reps to stand up and stand with us.
Yes.
It is time for Senator Schumer,
Yes.
Senator Gillibrand,
Yes.
and the entire federal delegation from New York to stand up and fight. There is no reason to negotiate with terrorists.
No.
It is important that you all call Senator Schumer and Gillibrand and demand that the Senate not pass the continuing resolution with even more money for ICE, less protections for people who call this country home, and to demand that they claw back $170 billion that was in the omnibus, also known as H.R. 1, which was incredibly horrible, which robbed us of our tax dollars that went to social service programs that keep our communities safe, to give their billionaire buddies tax breaks. At the state level, we demand that our state legislator step up and defend New Yorkers. It is on them to protect us, all 19 million people who call this state home. They must pass New York for All, which will tell the federal government New York is not in the business of colluding with you to execute Americans on these streets, separate our families, or gut our communities. And we demand the passage of the Access to Representation Act. No one should be going in front of a court where a judge and prosecutor's sole job is to remove you from this country without a defense. And that is what ARA will do. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Hold Alex Pretti and his family in your heart. And remember why we do this work. Any one of us can be Alex.
Yes.
Any single one of us.
Yes.
It was not too long ago that we celebrated our frontline workers. And now we're seeing the U.S. government executing them in the streets. And I'd be remiss not to give a shout out to our frontline workers who every single day are putting their lives on the line for us. And I want to give a huge shout out to the New York State nurses who are currently striking at 3 hospitals. This is the largest strike in New York City history. Give them their love that they deserve. Give them fair pay. Give them a fair contract. Give them patient safety, because that's what they're fighting for. They're not fighting solely for themselves. They're fighting for every single one of us. Safe staffing is a must. All of us turn to our healthcare workers where we're not doing well. It is time that we stood up with them. And Alex, if he was here in New York, would be standing with the NICE and the nurses day in and day out. And I hope that each and every one of you stand with them, join a picket line, and continue to demand justice for all of us, because that's what we're fighting for. This is not about one community pitting against another. We're all in this together.
Yes.
They want us to believe that there are people who are trying to divide us. It is them in power. So this is the moment that we have all been waiting for. This is the moment that you are being called upon to stand up for injustice wherever it shows up. If it shows up in our hospitals, if it shows up in our streets, if it shows up in our schools, we must show up as well. Thank you all for being here, and I'll kick it back.
Abolish ICE! No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! No hate! No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! 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 No fear! Immigrants are welcome here!
That's right. New York City was built by immigrants. This city is built on the labor and the livelihood of our immigrant neighbors, and we must stick up for them. We must protect them. We must follow Alex's example.
Hey, I'm Adam. I'm supporting Alex, who was murdered in Minneapolis. I'm a nurse, so I felt compelled to come today.
What do you think about everything that's going on in the United States?
Well, being a brown person in the United States is very uncomfortable right now, and I wanted to support Alex. I'm a nurse. I wanted to be here for him because it could be me, and or any one of us, brown or white, or just simply a nurse.
Do you think that everything that is happening now, all the protests that are waking up, is because they were killed two white people?
I think that people are opening up their eyes. I think that does have something to do with people hopefully opening their eyes. Reports are indicating that independents are moving away from this ICE projects that the current administration is holding.
We're going to hear from NNU nurse Ketsia St. Fort, who's reading a statement from Alex's parents, Susan and Michael Pretti. Ketsia.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ketsia St. Fort, and I'm honored to stand here.
Can't hear you.
I'm honored to stand before you tonight on behalf of National Nurses United. We gather in solidarity together to be surrounded by the warm glow of candles tonight. To honor the life and legacy of Alex Pretti. This evening, we come together as a community to acknowledge the devastating loss of a dedicated nurse, a selfless caregiver, a shining light in our profession. Our hearts are heavy with grief, but we are also filled with respect and admiration for the life of Alex Pretti. As we stand here, I want you to take a moment to look around and see the faces of the people who are here to support one another. We are colleagues, friends, family, and community members, all united in our sorrow and our determination to keep Alex Pretti's memory alive. Please join me in taking a deep breath, and let's take a moment to acknowledge the emotions that are present with us this evening. Now, I would like to share a statement from Alex Pretti's heartbroken parents, Michael and Susan Pretti. and I quote, "Alex was a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for his family and friends, and also the American veterans who he cared for as an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA. Alex wanted to make a difference in the world. Unfortunately, he will not be with us to see his impact. I do not throw around the hero term lightly. However, his last thought and act was to protect a woman. The sickening lies about our son are reprehensible and disgusting. Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked. He has his phone in his right hand, and his empty left hand is raised above his head while trying to protect the woman just pushed down, all while being pepper sprayed. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you," end quote.
Remember.
Thank you, Ketsia. And thank you to Susan and Michael. Thank you to his parents for showing us who you knew Alex to be and for sharing that with the world. The world's listening, we're listening, and we're going to take action.
But there's still the MAGA part of the Republican Party that are very focused on deportations. We all knew that this is where it was going to head prior to the election. Kamala Harris repeatedly stated that this is where it was going to go, and now we're here.
Do you mind if I ask you what type of nurse are you, or are you on a strike right now?
I am an orthopedic nurse. I am not on strike.
And what's your feeling knowing that you being a nurse, you went through COVID, you put your body out of the line, you made basically like a patriot, like a veteran coming from war. Basically, you guys were heroes back then, and now you're being shot on the streets of America.
Yes, this is very true. That's why I'm here today. It hits home. You are very correct in indicating that we are no longer heroes. We're just pawns in this game of chess where the MAGA part of this administration just feels like deporting people, whether they're criminals or innocent people or just regular nurses protesting this. They can just be executed on the street, and as I said, they're just pawns in this game of political game.
And the hypocrisy that once they get hurt, who they gonna see? A nurse.
Yeah, exactly. That is very true. That's very true. Yeah, correct.
To the rescue, MTA guys and nurses.
Exactly. We were there in the front line, and we continue to be on the front line and until they execute us as well, I guess. Yeah.
And I am a nurse, just like Alex was. Nurses worldwide share a common trait amongst them, and that is compassion. You can go into any medical facility anywhere in the world, and you are sure to find a nurse at the bedside pouring their blood, sweat, and tears, quite literally, into their work, working tirelessly to give all their heart to those entrusted to their care. This is not a characteristic that has an on-off switch. It is the foundation of our profession and a characteristic that stays with us no matter how long ago we clocked out. We are here today to pay tribute to one such nurse who was tragically killed this past week, Alex Pretti.
Murdered.
I would like to take this opportunity to share with you some words written by Alex's friend and nursing student. And I quote, "I was Alex Pretti's final nursing student. He was my friend and my nursing mentor. For the past 4 months, he trained me to care for the sickest of the sick as an ICU nurse. He taught me how to care for arterial and central lines, the intricacies of managing multiple IVs filled with life-saving solutions, and how to watch over every heartbeat, every breath, and every flicker of life, ready to act the moment they wavered. Techniques intended to heal. Alex carried patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him. Even at the very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure shining through during those unbearable final moments captured on camera. It does not surprise me that his final words were, "Are you okay?" Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was incapable of causing harm. He lived a life of healing, and he lived it well. Alex believed strongly in the rights rooted in our Constitution and its amendments. He spoke out for justice and peace whenever he could, not only out of obligation, but out of a belief that we are more connected than divided, and that communication would bring us together. I want his family to know his legacy lives on. I am a better nurse because of the wisdom and skills instilled in me. I carry his light with me into every room, letting it guide and steady my hands as I heal and care for those in need. Please honor my friend by standing up for peace, preferably with a cup of black coffee in hand and a couple of pieces of candy in your pocket, just as he would. He would remind you that caring for others is hard work, and we must do whatever it takes to get through the long shifts. Step outside with your dog, breathe in the world, hike or bike as he loves to do, and let yourself find peace in the quiet moments within nature. Stand up for justice and speak with those whose views differ from your own. Hold your beliefs with strength, but always extend love outward, even in the face of adversity. Take one step, no matter how small, to help heal our world. Through these acts, carry his light forward in his name. Let his legacy continue to heal. Thank you.
I think it's a nightmare. I mean, I've lived through a lot of stuff in America for a long time, and I never thought it would get this bad. And I'm sad, and I'm scared, and I worry for my grandchildren's future. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's apparent to everyone that this country demands a reckoning with ICE. It's not an issue of training, it's not an issue of funding, it's an issue of existence. And that issue of existence goes both ways. You can't criminalize human existence. Next up, we're going to welcome Audrey Seeley, a nurse practitioner with 1199 SEIU. Audrey.
Good evening, all. My name is Dr. Audrey Seeley. I am a registered nurse. I am also a proud member of 1199. And I am a veteran. United States Army Nurse Corps. I'm out here today in the cold because I had to be here tonight. I'm here as a nurse. I'm here as a union member. And I'm here as a veteran. I'm here to honor and remember Alex Pretti, who was killed caring for others. Although I did not know him personally, I feel the pain. A comrade in arms. We're doing a job to help our community. A caregiver who was always there for his patients, for his neighbors, and for us. As we stand here remembering and honoring Alex, whose life was taken from federal agents who were only in Minnesota to terrorize the immigrants. I also want to acknowledge at this front line healthcare workers who are immigrants themselves are at risk. Immigrant caregivers show up 7 days a week, and work 52 weeks a year, no matter what, no matter the weather, no matter the time. In New York, over 50% of the healthcare workers are immigrants, including 1 out of every 3 RNs. Despite their service to their communities, they are under attack by the federal government. Next week, almost 350,000 Haitians will lose their temporary protection status, including their means for caring for patients in this country. Tonight, we remember Alex, but tomorrow we will organize. We will resist. Thank you for your support.
Union family, colleagues, patients, and neighbors, but nurses around the country. And we are devastated by his loss. We gather strength by joining together here to remember him and honor his work and his life. We gather strength knowing that we are not alone in the struggle to protect our immigrant communities and the dignity of all people from the Trump administration's ruthless attacks. We gather strength in our fight here in New York City to keep ICE out of our hospitals, to make hospitals places of healing, and to ensure that our immigrant patients receive the safe, quality care everyone deserves. One thing people should know about nurses: we are not easily intimidated. Alex Pretti showed that when he went back onto the streets to protest shortly after ICE agents broke his ribs when he was protecting his immigrant neighbors. He showed that when he stepped in to protect his fellow protester who was under attack, his last words were ones of compassion. Are you okay? I'm here to tell you, we are not okay. ICE's attack on our communities, on our neighbors, on our patients, on our fellow nurses are not okay. No. But like Alex Pretti, we're still not gonna back down. We will not be silenced. No. We will not be intimidated. No. We will continue to fight for justice. Yes. For Alex, yes, and for everyone in our communities. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Alex was the 9th person to be killed by ICE and Border Patrol in 2026 alone. We're only into the first fucking month of this year. I'm going to read the names of each person ICE and Border Patrol have killed in just the past 28 days. Solid. And we'll all say their names as well. Geraldo Lunas Campos.
Geraldo Lunas Campos.
Victor Manuel Diaz.
Victor Manuel Diaz.
Party Law.
Party Law.
Luis Beltran Llanas Cruz.
Luis Beltran Llanas Cruz.
Heber Sanchez Dominguez.
Heber Sanchez Dominguez.
Luis Gustavo Nunez Caceres.
Luis Gustavo Nunez Caceres.
Keith Porter Jr.
Keith Porter Jr.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti.
Say their names.
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 Thank you.
Ice out of New York. 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 Everywhere. Abolish ICE. Everywhere. Abolish ICE. Everywhere.
Abolish ICE.
Amazing. Thank you.
ICE has no place in this city, and they have no place in our communities. I look around, I see a beautiful collection of people, of people from all over this city and all over the world. Union members, nurses, frontline workers, public servants, good neighbors, people who care enough to stand out here in freezing temperatures. This is what it's going to take. This is the work that Alex Pretti began for us that we must carry on. Tonight we've seen that we're not alone in our pain, in our anger. We're surrounded by New Yorkers who feel the same way, who care deeply about their community and this country. We must carry Alex's mission and his legacy together. I encourage all of you to keep his name in your hearts and in your minds and with you as we are in the streets looking after our neighbors. Thank you to everyone for joining tonight. Thank you to the folks who helped put this together, to the unions. Thank you to our organizers across AFGE, Alex's union, and across SEIU, and across all the federal unionists who helped put this together. Thank you to the city and the mayor's office for helping us string this together on very short notice. And most of all, thank you to the immigrants who built this country. And have every right to feel safe in it. And thank you to the activists and allies in New York City, in Minnesota, and in communities across the country who are stepping up and risking their lives to defend their immigrant neighbors. Thank you, Alex, and thank you all.
Abolish ICE! Immigrants are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When nurses are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When New York City's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Hey, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Yeah. We're up. We're fighting. I love it.
The people united will never be defeated. 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 The people
That's it. Thank you all. We now need to make a peaceful exodus out of this space. As we do that, I encourage all of you to head back down 23rd Street towards the memorial. If you brought something, feel free to place it there. Feel free to honor Alex and the victims of ICE and Border Patrol in whatever way you choose. And we will follow you after. We're now going to have Susie Inglot with a song to usher us out. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you, Harper, and thank you so much for coordinating this event. As we end this event, we ask you to move towards 23rd Street. You can also walk through the park towards 25th Street. Both ways are okay. You'll get to the subway or to your bus or wherever you're going. And as we're moving in that direction, I thought we would have a nice song of We Shall Overcome. I'm going to start it out, or I'll put down the mic in front of me, and hopefully everybody joins in. The words are mostly "We shall overcome," but I'll keep it going. All right, here we go.
Part of the reason why they're ill-equipped to handle it is because
USA! Go ICE! No KKK, no fascist 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 USA! No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA!
I like your hat.
Oh, thank you. It's fucking cold. Don't put that on the news.
Showbiz, showtime. We rolling?
I'm so excited.
Aladino.
This is a famous actor right here. We would all just have to watch your show. It's about to begin, but it's going to be a lot of fun watching. Aladino TV.
Beautiful.
Passion commune.
You keep watching here.
Aladino Show.
Thank you for taking your time. It's free.
The home and getting naked.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully I'll have those shoes on when they put me in that museum.